really want to run tonight, but I probably won't, just because the sooner that I can get into bed, the better, because that means the more sleep I'll get. I'm kind of in a difficult headspace right now. One of my college classes, it's an online course, and I'm going to have to potentially designate like between 15 and 20 hours per week just to this class. And I don't have Wi-Fi at home, so that consists of, if it took the full 20 hours, I can't really do Wednesday nights because of church. That means my Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoons are going to consist of spending 5 hours in a McDonald's dining room doing schoolwork. And I work full time. I come home and I live a life outside of work and school. I have things I like to do when I get home. So part of me is telling me to drop this course and wait for a different class to open up in the fall that will be a lighter workload. But if I stick through this class, that means I graduate college with a an associate's degree in electrical technology this spring, in May actually. Now, if I don't stick to this class and drop it, I won't graduate until like December of this year. It's cold out here, man. I'm tired of fighting this cold. We worked all day today and I had to run some pipe at work today, some conduit, and dude, when we first got there, it was so cold I couldn't hardly touch the pipe. I think the high may have been 30 degrees today. But in all these different scenarios, well, let me back up. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I told them, I was like, I absolutely love my life and what I do. A lot of people look at discipline as a form of like self-punishment maybe. But I look at discipline as freedom. Not so much self-punishment and more so self-mastery. Because I wish I had a paper with all this written out in front of me. I like to sit down and kind of write out my thoughts. Give me a second. I can go out on pretty well any day of the week that I choose to and casually hit a 4 to 5 mile run. To me, that's freedom, because a lot of people would look at that as a displeasant and unenjoyable experience. They'd look at it as something painful, and that it would require too much time, too much effort, and the suck factor is just way too high for people to even consider that. And so for me, to be able to overstep that, I feel like I am free in that, because I'm not held back in the sense of the sucks. That's not necessarily a factor for me. And so that's one reason I love running so much, is because I feel like running is freedom. And another thing is in all these different scenarios at work, it's like trying to get this job done on time. Then I get off work, I go to McDonald's, and it's trying to punch the clock with schoolwork, And I'm always battling something else. Even in my other hobbies, duck hunting, you're battling against other people for spots. You're battling the weather. But when I go out for a run, it's nothing but me. And once you go out there, you can kind of reconnect with yourself. Running is a beautiful thing. I'm kind of going through a running phase right now. I want to put in a good 4 miles tomorrow, potentially. I'm only running twice a week, and I ran yesterday. It was just a mile because I had to get into bed early. But I want to put in a longer run tomorrow. I don't know, running for me is like stepping away from everything, and I can sort of challenge myself. And then again, it's the freedom factor. I feel like I'm stepping over everything that wants to hold me back on the inside. I'm stepping over everything internal. I'm stepping over everything external. When you decide to go out for a run in the worst of conditions, I've ran in single digit weather multiple times, 20, 30 mile an hour winds. I've been running at 3 in the morning. Any hour of the day I've been out there running. Obviously, first off, there's the external factors, the heat, the cold, the wind, the rain, the snow, the ice, the bugs, there's the humidity. You have that factor, and then you got to play the mental game as well. You got to overcome everything that says, I might just sit on the couch today. I don't want to be out here. And that is the decision you have to make on every step of the run. I know I'm supposed to be doing a program right now where I squat heavy 3 days a week, but the lower back is really not feeling all that secure right now, and I would put in some deadlifts tonight, but I did several sets of good mornings yesterday and a decent little sprint after that mile, and my hamstrings are sore. I don't really want to deadlift, plus it's freezing out here. So I know I need to push the squats, but part of me is wanting to step away from the squats and chase after running for a little bit. Another thing about running is I feel like it's a little less taxing on the body up to a certain point. Coming out here and squatting every day, there's so much repeated compression just on my entire body, and just coming out here and fighting the same ranges of motion, and the CNS gets very fatigued because most of the time I'm underslept, probably dehydrated to a degree, probably not eating enough either, not eating clean enough. And so, a good easy 4 mile run feels like it would be less taxing than a hard squat session. So I might start chasing some longer runs just to kind of let the body loosen up, let the body breathe a little bit. Another thing, it's hard to balance running and squatting because the two are almost directly opposing of each other. I struggle with ankle mobility, And so when I go on a run and come in here and try to squat the next day, my calves are so tight and everything is so restricted throughout my legs after a run that squatting becomes very difficult. I don't know. Oh, jeez. But my entire midsection just doesn't feel like it's there structurally for a big squat session. So I'm gonna throw on a plate and see what happens. Probably take it for just a big set of 20 or something. May go 225 for 20. Just depends how the lower back is feeling. I guess I'm gonna have to start putting in some more dedicated work to the lower back, but such a hard thing to do when I work 40 hours a week, and then gonna have to start potentially dedicating an additional 15 to 20 to one class, and then hunting and working out and trying to run more. My plate is full to the brim, but I guess that's better than having to look for stuff to do. But that's enough rambling. I'm gonna get into the workout, and I'll just post the top set tonight. I might try to get into a bigger breakdown of what running is for me over the next few days. I'm just gonna have to have the time to sit down and kind of write it out, and then be able to share that. Kind of struggle with putting words together on the spot. It helps me to sort of organize everything. Spend some time just thinking over it, kind of reflecting. But all right then, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Don't know if that was 5 or 6. It's gonna go 5. 6, 7, 8. Golly, dude. I'm feeling so fatigued. Back is burning. 16, 17, 18. Jeez. I don't know if it's lack of sleep or not drinking enough water, which that may be part of it, or not eating enough, but I am feeling run down right now. Dude, taking this for multiple sets of 20. Fast. That moved slow from the first rep. So I took 135 for I think 2 sets of 5, and then took it for a single to warm up, and then just jumped straight into 20. Given by how fatigued the body is, I'm calling it at that. I just needed to check in and have that mental grind for today. Dude, at like 7 or 8 reps, I was like, let's just take this for 10 and call it. I really didn't even perform on that set how I wanted to. I wanted to take it for all slow, controlled reps. But after around 11, the traps and the neck and upper back started burning so bad. Left delt, rear delt started cramping. I told myself if I don't get this bar off my back, I'm not going to make it through the 20. So I had to start repping them out pretty quick. Now the lower back feels like it's pumped up with balloons. Oh, geez, so horrible. Man, quads have been feeling kind of burnt today. Everything's just been tight. Oh, jeez. Alright. Hamstrings are feeling it. Well, I know today is supposed to be a hard squat day. It's a relatively small session. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets with weight on the bar. That's basically it. Basically just one working set. It's pitiful. Pitiful. But if the body ain't willing to warm up and give it, I cannot keep asking for it. Trying to go for like 315 or something tonight is just stupid. I'm sure I can get it, but I'll probably be paying for it bad tomorrow. Trying to go heavy on days like today, that's how injuries happen. And then it's just further the already fatigued CNS, so it's just better to stay away from that today. But alright, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow.